Okay, so let's continue with our plumbing layout here. The last time I went over these smart notes that's associated with the text that you want to say, and instead of it being this text like this, it's in a note form that can go on your sheet. And in this case, the sheet is P101. Let me just go through this one time. P101, that's the sheet. I'm going to double click on that, and here's the note, and it populates as you go through your view, your sheet, your view, how you populate your notes. So I'm gonna leave that alone. I don't know how I was saying that, but I hope it came out right. Okay, let me go through. Let me go over here and get with this other program. What I want to do is I'm going to place some plumbing fixtures in this area. Okay, so let's get started with how this is going to, how I'm going to do this. And there are many ways to put a plumbing fixture on your view or in your model, but this is one way. After you've looked for the particular family that you want and load it into your project or your library, and then you can load it into your model, which is what I've done. There are many sources out there that you can get your Revit model or family or plumbing fixture from. You know, you can try the manufacturer or other platforms that are out there to get your model. A lot of times BIM object is pretty good, so if you want to use them, they have a few generic fixtures that can be used. Of course, Autodesk has their own library that you can use, and there are other sources out there. You know, Revit City has a few of them. I don't know if they have a lot of plumbing. I know they have a lot of architecture stuff, but I've never used any of their plumbing, so it is what it is. But personally, I think that BIM object is my go-to, and from there I can edit the family however I want, or you can go to the manufacturer. But so after all of that is done in your project, however your office standard is, you can put it in your project, in the project browser. You can load it, put it in the project browser under plumbing fixtures, and what I'm going to do is drag this over. So mop sink that I'm going to put here, I need a mop sink and a hand sink in this area, and the way I want to set this up, I'm using my space bar, because the space bar can, if I want it here, I can put it here. But what if I want it on the left side? Then I use my space bar and click it here. What if I want it on this side? I'm using my space bar, okay, to attach my mop sink to the wall. And I need a hand sink, and this is my hand sink, okay. So again, I'm using the space bar, and it can go right there. And after you do that, you always want to pin your plumbing fixtures. Okay, just pin them. You might want to change them, so you can go back, select, and it will unpin it. So just be sure to pin your plumbing fixtures. And the next fixture is going to be a double sink. Here we have a single sink. I don't know if it really matters because all we want to do, it looks good, but all really we want to do is just get the fixture units out of our plumbing fixtures or whatever else. I mean, it can be a box, and we can call it whatever, lavatory in this case. I mean, a double sink in this case. So let's see, somewhere double sink is here, and I'm just going to bring it over, use my arrow, use my space bar, and put that about right there. It doesn't look like it wants to attach. It didn't feel like, so I'm looking for my move. Okay. I know that a lot of us go through the process of trying to grab stuff and move it, through as we use our mouse and we coordinate our drawing through moving. But a lot of times it's just not if it's here, right? Then it's always it's just, for me, it's good practice to come up and move instead of trying to come in. If I'm way out here, come in and click on here, right click, click on, and then try and drag it over to move it. So, I mean, it's your choice. So what I want to do is rotate and see this double sink to see how it's attached to this wall, and it doesn't seem like it is. So what I'm gonna do, let's use a wireframe and come in here, modify it a little bit, and align 1, 2, okay. So now it's there, and I'm gonna, I'm not gonna pin it yet because I need another one. So here, I'm gonna copy it, and it's gonna go down to about right there, okay. Now I'm gonna pin this guy and that one. So we pin these two, okay. So now I need a utility service sink. Let's see, do I have utility? Let's see, equipment sink. So this is from the manufacturer. I might have gotten it from BIM Object, and BIM Object just keeps the name on there. Okay. So I'm gonna put it about right here. Still, it looks like it did not attach to the wall. Let's take a look. Let's see, let's get a reference and choose this guy. Yeah, I think it went a little bit too much. Let's go back and let's align this. Align this with that, and we're good. And I'm going to pin, and under this sink is going to be a floor sink. Okay. So this is a mop sink. That's a hand sink. That's a double sink. That's a utility sink. And now I'm going to put in a floor sink. Let's see, do I have a floor sink? Nope. I don't have a floor sink. Hand sink. Oh, here it is. Okay, so we have a floor sink. I'll say a 3-inch floor sink. Is that it? Let's drag this guy over. And because it's not connected to a wall, it's going to be in the floor right under this utility sink, okay? So what I need to do, instead of it being on the wall, I have to go in and place it on a plane, okay? So this is a plane, right? This is a vertical plane, but I don't want it on the vertical plane. I want it on the horizontal plane. Okay, so I place on work plane, and we can place it. I put a vent attached to it, and I'm going to rotate 90 degrees so that my vent is going back to the wall, and I'm going to place it a little bit under the sink because I want all of the waste to go to my floor sink. Okay, let's look at this. Well, you know what? Let's go down and look at all of this. Can I do that? Let's just take a look. Let's take a look. I know this is not part of plumbing, but let's just take a look. 3D section, let's go to 3D section. And in this section, I need to orient to section 2. Here, anywhere on this cube, you can right click once you highlight the area. Right click, orient to view. Orient to what section? Orient to section 2. Okay, I'll click on section 2. Let's look at this part, and let's look at only the HVA, the architecture. Might want to look at HVAC too, though. Okay, so here's our so that's our floor sink. Under our sink, these are the two double sinks. Here's the mop sink, which should be on the floor, and our hand sink. Okay, let's see if we can get some walls in here. Let's do this. And I'm going to highlight and go to walls. Walls. Let's do windows. I'm trying to pretty this up, I think. Yeah. Okay, let's do this. Okay. And they're slightly transparent, okay? And you can control that through your custom menu and go down W, and here's the transparency is 30%. So I can say 0. I don't want to see none of it. And say okay, and say okay. So it's not transparent at all, right? And there's our floor sink, there's our mop sink and our hand sink. Okay. And there's our two double sinks. And there's our utility sink with the floor sink under it. Okay. So that's basically, so once you lay out all of this and make sure all your fixtures are pinned, looks like they are, okay. And now we can begin to do the plumbing work, okay. So I think what I'm gonna do, let's look at this. What I'm gonna do is, let's see how quick. Let's see. Okay, let's see how quick I can. Quickly. Let's do this quickly. Let's see. What is this? This is hot water and cold water. So that's a 3-inch. That's too big. So what we can do? Let's do this. I wanna do this. I think something is stopping. Okay, yeah, they got the caps on here. Let's do this. That's too big, but we can correct that. Okay. This fitting is probably out there in the industry, but I'm gonna cut this here and here. Okay, because I want to change this. What is this? It's 2.5. Make this a 2.5 inch. And I'm gonna delete this and come down. It should be. It's probably more. Let's just go with. Let's go with the 1.5 and see what happens. Okay, because we're gonna use the automatic sizing tool. Uh-oh, what happened? Something happened. Something happened. This is what happens when you get into the office and things don't go your way. 2.5 inch. Okay, let's change it to a 1.5 inch. Just trying to see what happened. Okay. Yeah, I like that fitting better. It might be one out there in the industry where you have a one. What was that? 2.5. I don't know what size that is. What is that? 2.5. 2.5 by. I don't know. 3. Okay, so we have our 1.5 inch going down to feed our fixtures. Okay, and this is a cold water's always on the right when you're facing your fixtures. Okay, so cold water's here, and I'm going to bring it out. Make sure we have cold water. And our pipe type and our system type is cold water. 1/2 inch. That's going to change. Make sure the slope is off. Okay. So I'm going to come up because I know this elevation is 10'6". So the diameter, I'll come off of my plumbing fixture and just kind of give it enough room to where you can see that an elbow is going to fit here and then up. The pipe is going to go up after I change this to 10'6". Okay. And choose apply, or what I can do, I can go here and let Revit do the rest of the work. Okay, make sure it's straight and come out here. And what Revit has done, it's created the elbows for us. We gave it enough room. Let me go back and show you guys what I'm looking at. Where is it? Okay, so Revit has created. Let's do this, do that. Okay. Created this elbow. You gave it enough room. Okay. It goes up 10'6". Okay. That's the middle elevation, 10'6". That's not going to be high enough because you can see let's select the link because that looks like a ceiling to me and I don't want the pipes in the ceiling. So, and that's our pipe over here. This pipe is this pipe. What looks to be a vertical pipe. That's what that pipe is. And it needs to be higher also. Okay. So yeah, I thought this is going to be quick, but it's not going to be quick. I mean, it's relative, you know. So let's bring this up to... Let's move. Can I move? See what was happening? Let's undo this. See what I was doing, I was clicking here and I'm trying to get this to move up. But I was missing it here and then move. But it's easier to go here. For me at least, it's easier to do that. And just to clear it, what is it, 11? Let's make it 11'1". Okay. And we can go back. Okay. Let's see if we have our fixture units in. what's that, 1.5 inch? I'm gonna change that to a 3/4 inch. But, you know, I mean, it's gonna be 3/8 probably coming off of this. Let's see, what have we got? Okay, so we got fixture units. Okay, so I think in the next session I'm gonna continue with plumbing the rest of these fixtures. Okay, and see how we can use our automatic sizing tool, which is here, analysis. This is our duct pipe sizing. Okay, so, okay. Well, I hope that helped, and I will talk to you guys later.